Boop boop denim bottom Jew. Boop boop denim bottom Jew. Boop boop denim bottom Jew. Danielle, she's bopping that butt. I have to say that fight on Housewives of New Jersey it's beautiful. And as a rookie, for her to be that brave, Danielle, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. But who we're not proud of is Drela. Well, I guess that's what we could call them. Drea and Jalen are ignoring their relationship hate. Is there any relationship hate? Do we care? Sincerely, do we care? Hands. Hands for if we care. I don't see a hand. I'm putting my hand down. So I think what you're doing, however, is being a professional reality star. Now, Jalen is an NBA rookie, but it ain't like he got a shoe boo-boo, so we don't care. But you care about trying to get back on Basketball Wives since you farted up your Fenty check. And honestly, what do you do, well, successfully and for a living? I know that's right. Wait, no, you don't have Mint Swim anymore because that was with Fenty. I guess you can shuck it on your own. You're used to shucking it and definitely used to being on your own. But I'm glad you were able to make rhymes with snitch. However, who I want to celebrate is Fantasia Barrino getting her star on the Walk of Fame. Now, if she was good enough to be in the Color Purple movie and on Broadway, can we get this heifer another role? We just saw how good Brandy was in that A24 trailer for her horror movie. I think we need to give Fantasia a chance to do some Black horror, maybe with a musical in it. The woman can sing. I enjoy her. I want us to use her more. Jennifer Hudson's out here every day with the show. Let's get her some more movies. I don't know, but yeah, I think let's get her, or maybe she could do a horror series. American Horror Story. Who's that? Murphy. Sis Murphy. Go on and call her. You need some new characters for next season anyway, because I'm getting tired of it. In royal news, royal expert Jonathan whoever said Meghan tried to upstage Kate amid her return to the spotlight. She convinced her husband, didn't even convince. She just, had a child with the man. And he said, you know what? It is so good with you. I'm going to leave the crown of Britain. Took the crown off, left the country, went up to Canada, now lives in America. Now lives in Montecito. They're not thinking about you. Ooh, they're not thinking about you, yeah. That woman has better things to do, more opportunities to deal with than fart around with y'all. That's why she left. She didn't want to be bothered. Girl, left the crown there and y'all still whining. It's always the Black woman's fault. Now, I want to know whose fault it is, though, that Normani debuted at number 91. Number 91, she debuted at. It took 6 years for that album to come to, I don't want to call it fruition. What do we call that when it takes 6 years to do something pitifully? Pitifully. You've had some success with singles, but you are, do we call you a one-hit wonder when you were dead on arrival? Again, pitifully. 6 years of, always in the, who's been bankrolling you? Where has the money come from? How much did whoever invest in you? Because pitifully. They have nothing to gain. What a depreciating asset you musically. Maybe you could do a television show, but I'm afraid that would turn out pitifully. So do we blame the music machine? Or do we say F you to the fans Who were her fans? In the words of the greatest co-host who has ever lived, Chris, who's encouraging this? The album, a complete mess. I mean, you've had successful singles before that had the industry thirsty. And I guess did we sip it and just go, was that what happened? Was it a complete spit take? Or was all the initial love fake? I want to know. I want to know. I mean, maybe she can do TikTok singles. But I feel like a TikTok single can be a song that's already out there or something new, and it has to be with like a funny video. Like Chris and I were talking about how Tinashe, I've been a nasty girl. It started with like this funny couple who are on this dance team. This white boy was dancing to it and getting it, and so it was funny. And then everybody started mocking him, and it was like right at the breakdown of the song. And so it caught on because of that, and then it gave her a lot of shine. I mean, you can try to write a little 2-minute microwave bop, but I feel like we're seeing with the Ice Spices and the Sexy Reds that, it's real flash in the pan, come and go, even when you already got your Instagram up. I find it fascinating, though. Ooh. But 91, that is sad. And in more music news that could be just as sad, is Rihanna secretly recording a new album? Now, according to Janet Charlton, not Jackson, because we can actually hear what Janet had to say. But again, I'll get on Janet another time. It's only been 8 years, but Rihanna is secretly back in the recording studio working on her next album. Years ago, she took out a $10 million advance from Live Nene, and part of the deal was that she was going to release a new album a few years back, but she had to have a kid. So she put it on hold. But now she's spending most of her time at a studio in Brooklyn working on this album. Rihanna didn't want to pay back the $10 million plus interest. This girl is worth $1 billion. She makes $10 million probably a week from Fenty. And she ain't got to do literally shit. She can lay back and clap her leg. And I don't know if Rihanna's really, I mean, I'm not saying she's not a smart, savvy businesswoman, but she's got money where that don't matter no more. 10 million plus. Ooh. She has diamonds worth more than 10 million. I'm sure she would pay $10 million to not have to get in this. I don't know, Janet. I'm just telling you how I feel. Allegedly. Well, this is according to me. But, I might not want to pay the 10 million either. I don't know how much liquid you have, and she might like her billions in the bank. And maybe she does want to, I don't know if we should call it singing. That's a strong word, singing. Singing requires vocal ability, vocal acumen, vocal skill. When I think of Rihanna's music, I don't think of those three things together, which means I don't think of singing. I think of music. There's a difference. There is a difference. But she trying to keep the studio or the project secret until she done. And that's why she walking around wearing an I'm retired shirt. Not because she's worth billions of dollars and just had 2 kids. So probably won't want to tour and support this album. I mean, it's possible she could, she's big enough where she could do, a festival here, a festival. She don't need the money anymore. So I guess if you really just like working, and she strikes me as a girl that loves to, get up and, I don't know. I feel like she doesn't have to. She might. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. What else is going to be interesting is seeing what Brian McKnight does now that his fans are boycotting him, since it's looking like you boycotting your black children, so we gonna boycott your black behind. Don't mess with the fans, man. I mean, your job was so easy. Stand there and sing. Keep your business out the street. Another idiot. Tyrese is lashing out over Father's Day snub, but you whine and are in court every 5 minutes trying to get your child support taken down. So yeah, I wouldn't want to be Daddy's little Bill. Oh, what a thrill to be Daddy's little Bill. Daddy's little Bill. No, absolutely not. Ugh. And speaking of absolutely not, I don't need this season on House Heifers of Beverly Hills, because we got Alexis Bellino back humping on Fecal Bador's ex piece of man flap, chicken flap, male chicken flap. They talking about having sex 4 times a day. I don't want to hear about your humping. I don't want to hear about how 2 loose chicken parts are coming together trying to lay an egg. Because I'm sorry, ain't enough parts of y'all real enough or fertile enough. Leave that mess in the kitchen. Speaking of leaving the mess in the kitchen, Honey Boo Boo says, I am breaking the cycle. I don't want kids. She never had a childhood. She had to support her crazy mother all her life. I don't blame her. And also with this Planet Girl Boom. And speaking of Planet Girl Boom news, in France, they were supposed to poop in the river today because they don't want them swimming in it for the Olympics. Why is everybody so stubborn in government? Because I'm sorry, if my citizens are pooping in the river just to stop people from getting it, we ain't swimming in there. We're going to take it to the pool. Take it to the pool. Do it after school. And take it to the pool. I get why Paris is like, we don't want the Olympics here. We don't need it. It's not going to do nothing. We are touristed out. We see you. We don't like you. I'm not going. I'm not going for the poor treatment. For what? I'll go where I'm welcome. So I understand. They need to learn how to listen in government, I tell you. Next up, what in the Oregon Trail? Next up, we have some wonderful news. Sunrise and the sun doth set. And tonight the sun sets on Basketball Wives Orlando. I think that was the most trite group of trifling women, the most pathetic past that VH1 has made to squeeze every last drop they can out of the Basketball Wives brand. These new heifers just aren't interesting enough. Bring back Susie and her mealy mouth. Bring her back. I mean, we need, like, if you're going to do Basketball Wives, it would basically be a Zeus show now. And if you're not going to commit to that, it was a yawn. And it was just a bunch of heifers we didn't know. It was giving the Pussycat Dolls. Or just the Cat Dolls. The Cat Doll. Oh, God. And speaking of strays, Bootsy Badass slams rappers playing gay on new album. Why aren't you focused on getting a current supply of insulin? You was just whining that somebody stole your insulin. Now you worried about people playing gay. Insulin first. If you could just focus on insulin and music and raising them kids, because you got to have money. So you got to be alive. So we need the insulin. You got to have money. So you do the music. You get the money from the music. You raise them kids. Lord, maybe you shouldn't. maybe you shouldn't raise your kids. Just stay in the studio and be a financial parent. They don't need to hear none of your ideas. Not that it would make sense to them anyway. But what does make sense to me is that we've got another scam story coming out of Housewives of Salt Lake City. Lisa Barlow denies owing former business partner over $400,000 in unpaid loans. I look forward to the truth coming out. I look forward to it as well, Lisa. I look forward to it as well. And you know who else is going to? The IRS, because I guarantee you, Jen is on the phone from prison right now, making up stuff, trying to hit anything she can to get you in prison right along with her. So she'll have a co-star when she gets out. And this is Jen Shah. She will make it happen. She says, to be very clear, the claim that I owe Bart or his company money is untrue. I pay my bills and obligations and always have. In addition, Bart has no interest in Lux Marketing or Vita Tequila and did not invest in either business. I look forward to the truth coming out on the show and intend to hold Bart fully accountable for any damage this personal attack may cause me or my business. Okay, because he said back in 2010 you were broke and you needed $400K to get through. And you've been borrowing since, well, until 2018 when you got on the show. And now you flossing and you ain't paid him back. He wants part of that Bravo check. I mean, hey, that's probably what you're getting per season. So, because Lord knows you don't live in that house. I can get not wanting to show your real home, but Jesus, next time rent something with some decoration. And speaking of decoration, since everything's gone rainbow this month, we have someone else to give a good happy pride to. Meryl Streep's daughter, Louisa Gummer, who's an actress and on American Horror Story, and I've enjoyed her, has come out as a lesbian. See, Rob Dixon, this is how you do it. Step out, step strong, step with femininity. Femininity. Oh, God. But you know what ain't on time? Lauryn Hill announcing a new Fugees tour. How? Ain't what's his name about to go to prison? Ain't Praz like out on bond waiting for an appeal? I mean, I guess he's trying to get some legal money up because they have him for some type of Malaysian money laundering scam. I can't remember all the details, but I think that's how Kamora Lee Simmons' latest cash register ended up getting hemmed up. And now a lot of her money with Uncle Russ seems to be quite funky. I hope she don't end up in the poorhouse. Well, let's see. Anything else? Nope. Well, I guess those were today's top stories from this bottom. So I will see y'all soon for some.